So let's think about this. What really fuels a universe? I mean, what's the actual lifeblood?
Or maybe the currency.
Yeah, the currency,
Yeah.
or even just the core reason for being, for a whole race of robots.
Mm,
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, you've handed us your sources on, well, a really fascinating substance, Energon.
that's right.
And our mission today is basically to track Energon's kind of surprising journey. It starts as this humble power source
Uh-huh.
and becomes like the cosmic essence of life itself in the Transformers universe.
It's quite the evolution.
It really is, because as we found out, Energon isn't just, simple fuel. Not at all.
No, it's way more. It's an explosive. It's a life giver.
A currency you mentioned.
Yeah, currency. And sometimes it even feels like magic
Eh.
or transformation. It's wild.
So we're going to explore how something so fundamental can actually be so different depending on where you look, or maybe when you look, in this huge fictional world.
Exactly. The context really matters.
Okay, so let's unpack this then. The absolute core definition, Energon. It's the preferred fuel, sure. But what's one of the most kind of surprising, multifaceted things you found beyond just powering them up?
Well, the thing that really jumped out at me was just how everywhere it is.
Yeah.
Ubiquitous, right?
Completely.
And, Raf Escovel, from one of the sources, he put it perfectly. He said it was kind of like food and gas and blood and electricity all mixed into one.
That really covers it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Food, gas, blood, electricity.
All of it. It's not just their internal systems. It's the default power for pretty much every machine, every weapon they use.
Right.
And maybe the most surprising bit, it's their main form of currency,
Yeah.
like actual money in their culture.
Currency too. Wow.
Yeah,
That's an incredible range for just one substance.
it really is.
And yeah, we usually picture it in those glowing cubes. Or
The classic image.
But the sources show it takes so many other forms, or crystal, gas. But what about like its stability? Is it always reliable stuff?
See, that's where it gets really interesting. Because even though it's so essential, like for their actual existence,
Uh-huh.
the sources consistently show Energon is incredibly volatile.
Mm.
It's prone to just detonating, explosively if you mishandle it.
So they have to be careful.
Extremely. And they even weaponize that. They use it as ammunition.
Wait, really? As ammo?
Yeah. They turn its instability into a weapon,
Okay, so it's lifeblood, money, and a bomb, all in one.
pretty much.
That's quite the paradox, isn't it? Built right into their existence.
It really is.
Which kind of makes you think, how did this story even start? The origin of something so fundamental. And what the sources show is, well, it's not exactly straightforward.
No, it's a fantastic case study, actually. You see how these long-running franchises kind of adapt their core elements over time?
So how did it start?
Initially, in the Generation 1 cartoon G1, the original series Energon was actually shown as a Decepticon invention.
An invention, not something natural.
Not at first. You see, Hound in the pilot, he has no clue what it is.
Hmm.
And Ratchet is kind of confused why Mirage is carrying these Energon cubes.
So the Autobots didn't use it back then.
They used things called recharging chambers for power, apparently.
Huh. But, okay, obviously that didn't stick, did it? Seems like the writers must have realized pretty quick how central it needed to be.
Exactly. The lore, it just completely shifted. Later G1 episodes, suddenly Autobots are using it totally casually.
Right.
And then you get flashbacks showing it on Cybertron millions of years ago. So boom, it stopped being just a Decepticon thing.
Okay.
And even various alien species across the galaxy started using it too. Which, leads to the next question. When did it become this, truly foundational, natural part of the universe?
Yeah, when did it make that leap? What did the sources say about that shift from artificial fuel to something more, well, cosmic?
Well, the 1987 comic Transformers in 3D, that was actually the first place to explicitly say, hey, this is a naturally occurring element, not just something made in a lab.
Okay, so the comics led the way there.
Seems like it. Then you jump to the Beast Wars animated series. There, it was widely known as this highly unstable natural crystalline mineral.
Unstable and natural.
And it gave off dangerous radiation, enough that it could actually harm Transformers if they were exposed for too long.
So it went from invention to natural to dangerous and radioactive. That's quite an evolution already.
Definitely. But then it got even bigger, more profound. The Transformers Energon series, that one really blew the doors off, didn't it?
How so?
It absolutely did. That series, that was the first time they connected Energon directly to Primus.
Primus, the creator god of the Transformers.
Exactly. Suddenly, Energon is this mystical source of life itself. It can bring life to stars, to whole planets.
Wow.
And then, digging even deeper, the material talks about rarefied Energon. This stuff is apparently the basic building block of their bodies, their sparks, like at a molecular level.
It's not, they're made of it, in a way.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
So what started out as, this seemingly minor Decepticon fuel eventually became the literal essence of their existence.
Yeah.
It's really quite remarkable how a concept could just be reinvented like that over and over.
That whole journey from just fuel to the fabric of life, it's incredible. And okay, beyond the iconic glowing cube, it seems Energon has shown up in some seriously wild forms and uses.
Oh yeah.
What were some of the most unusual applications you came across in the sources?
Its versatility is pretty astounding. Beyond just being processed into liquid they can drink.
Right.
And Energon could be influenced by whatever it came from. Like we see antimatter cubes reacting violently, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Or there was Carbombia's super Energon. This stuff gave an instant, noticeable boost in strength and energy. Grimlock even said it smelled different.
It does smell different. And how do they actually consume it? Is it just like plugging in a battery, or is it more like eating?
Oh, it's definitely more varied. They can drink the liquid form, sure, but they can also just bite into a solid cube.
Just bite into it.
Yeah. Or if you're a really big bot, maybe eat the whole thing.
Right.
And the sources even note, breaking a chunk off a cube, it doesn't damage its integrity. The force field just kind of fixes itself.
Huh. Convenient. And what if they have too much? Like, can they overdose?
They can. They get over-energized, and when that happens, they start singing, burbling, reminiscing.
Wait, singing?
Yeah. It's basically robotic drunkenness, which is, surprisingly human touch for a bunch of robots.
Robotic inebriation. I love it. But, okay, the sources also mention some seriously bizarre, even kind of terrifying forms, not just fuel or booze.
Oh, absolutely. In Transformers in 3D, this is wild, they discovered that the excrement from certain alien creatures was true Energon.
You're kidding? Alien poop Energon.
Apparently so.
No.
Then you also see things like Energon wine that got wheelie over-energized really fast.
Okay.
And Energon bars, but not for eating. They were used to actually imprison the Stunicons.
Bars made of energy.
Yeah. And then in King Grimlock, a tainted form of Energon was used as sorcerer's fuel for casting magic spells.
Magic fuel. Okay, now it's really branching out.
It really shows it's not always about power levels,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes it's magic, sometimes it's, the grosser side of biology.
And some uses sound downright scary too, like Energon chains.
Yeah, the Predacons use those as traps. Or the Energon discharge virus in Beast Wars, that left Rhinox literally sneezing Energon blasts out of his body.
Sneezing Energon, that sounds messy.
Extremely. And let's not forget the Energon Eater, this giant space creature that just feeds on Energon,
Yeah.
sometimes including the ships carrying it.
Yikes. Okay, so clearly, while it gives life, it can also be a source of immense danger.
Definitely a double-edged sword.
So, all right, we have this central, volatile, super versatile substance. What does that actually mean for a society that depends entirely on it? Like, how does scarcity factor in?
Well, knowledge is most valuable when you understand and apply it, right? And that's especially true when your entire civilization runs on one critical resource.
Makes sense.
The Great War, for instance, their big civil war, it often strips Cybertron completely of its resources, including Energon.
Right.
And this led to a cataclysm that basically rendered the planet sterile, uninhabitable. It forced the Transformers to scatter across the galaxy, just looking for new supplies.
So their survival literally depended on finding more Energon somewhere else.
Absolutely. The survival of their whole species became tied to finding this stuff.
And that scarcity, that kind of desperation, I imagine that led to some maybe creative substitutes, even if they weren't as good.
Exactly. The sources mentioned things like artificial Energon derivatives. Sounds fancy, but probably wasn't great.
Probably not.
And foul local brews. Doesn't sound appealing either. There was even biofuel made by harvesting organic matter.
Organic matter, like plants.
Yeah, basically. But while it kept them going, it wasn't as good as real Energon. It left them feeling constantly hungry, tired. You can see how it would impact their daily lives, their morale.
Definitely. Which raises a really interesting question. How does a society manage a resource that's so critical, but also so dangerous and potentially scarce? Are there, rules? regulations.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The Nominus Edict, this comes from the 2019 IDW comics, which really delve into their society.
Okay.
This edict specifically forbade harvesting energon in parts of space where sentient life already existed.
Oh, interesting. An ethical consideration.
Right. And it also mandated strict rationing back on Cybertron. They even limited how many new Transformers could be forged because new bots need energon too.
Wow, rationing sparks. That's serious.
It is. And then you have the Functionist universe, this really dystopian version of Cybertron where your job defines your worth. There, the higher social castes got better quality energon, which led some lower caste bots to literally bolt fake kibble onto themselves, like fake car parts or wings, just to pretend they deserve better fuel.
That's kind of sad, actually. Pretending to be something else just to get better energy.
It shows how deeply energon is tied into their social fabric, their politics, everything.
And that struggle for it clearly drives so many of the stories, right? The Decepticons are always attacking power plants, nuclear reactors.
Yep, trying to convert the output into energon cubes.
Or those really audacious plans like trying to turn Earth's sun into Energon.
Yeah, talk about high stakes. And even in stories set way later, like Last Bot Standing, you see energon keys being passed down as heirlooms on a planet that one day would yield this rich, but still volatile, energon bounty.
So it's not just a resource, it's a narrative engine. It drives the conflict, the exploration, the societal structure.
Perfectly put, it really is.
Okay, finally, let's bring this back to you, the listener. How does this super intricate fictional resource, Energon, actually show up in the real world? Especially, through toys and merchandise.
Well, the way energon appears in toys really mirrors its growing importance in the stories. You see things like energon chips. Remember the old rub signs?
Oh, yeah. The heat-sensitive stickers.
Those were called energon chips in some places. Then you had energon matrices in some Japanese toys. And, the very first physical bits of energon were probably Optimus Prime's orange energon axe.
Right, and Megatron's mace.
Exactly. Those energy weapons became staples on so many toys.
And what about those iconic cubes? I definitely remember seeing those. How did they show up in the toy lines?
The early toy sets, especially with the Insecticons, they came with these little translucent pink, kind of rubbery cubes, small enough to fit in their cockpits.
Oh, cool.
Then later, McDonald's Happy Meals even had larger translucent energon cubes that lit up or made electronic sounds.
Huh. Happy Meal Energon. That really brings the concept home for kids, doesn't it? Makes it tangible.
It really does. Brings that glowing energy source right into your hands.
And it shows how central Energon is to the whole brand. They keep finding ways to represent it physically.
Absolutely. Modern toy lines like the RED series or the Legacy line, they're still doing it. They offer glowy pink cubes, raw energon crystals, even dark energon cubes.
Dark Energon, that's a whole other topic maybe.
Maybe. And lots of weapons now are molded in clear plastic, described as being energon infused. So yeah, it's clear that for Transformers, energon isn't just backstory, it's a core part of the play.
So we've taken quite a deep dive today into Energon. We've tracked its really surprising journey, starting as just a plot device and becoming the absolute essence of the Transformers. We've seen it as fuel, currency, lifeblood, weapon.
Even magic.
Yeah, even a source of magic, constantly redefining itself across all these different versions of the story.
Energon isn't just a power source in these stories. It's really a narrative device. It adapts to whatever the story needs at the time.
That's a great way to put it.
It shapes their economies, drives their wars, defines what life even is for them. So, thinking about that constant reinvention, what does that tell us about maybe the creativity involved in world building? How you can take one core element and just keep twisting it?
That's a good question. And maybe how might our own understanding of a vital resource change if its actual nature was as fluid and, well, transformative as Energon seems to be?
Something to think about.